Have you ever flown one of these two drones with the DJI RC2 controller outside in bright conditions and really struggled to actually see this screen? I know I sure have. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you how you can fly the DJI Air 3 or the Mini 4 Pro with the DJI RC2 controller and the Goggles 3. A perfect combination. So since the launch of the new DJI Avata 2 FPV drone, we have seen the new Motion Controller 3 and the Goggles 3. Really fantastic goggles that you can wear when flying the DJI Avata 2. Now you can also use both of these to fly your cinematic drones. So you can fly your Mini 4 Pro, for example, with the Motion Controller and move your wrist and the drone will actually mimic FPV flight. Does it actually compare to the Avata 2? Absolutely not. These are cinematic drones. This is an FPV drone. However, if you don't have a DJI Avata 2 but you want to enhance your flying on the Mini 4 Pro or the Air 3, this video today is really going to help you out. So we're not going to be using that motion controller, so we'll put that to one side. But this whole setup here, I've been looking for something like this for a while now, and I think it's finally been nailed. So this controller, I really do like it, but the downsides to it is that the screen isn't the brightest. You see indoors now, it's brilliant, it's fantastic. At night time and evenings, it's great. But when it's bright outside, the max brightness, it's still pretty hard to see this. So what about when we're flying our drones? Rather than seeing what the drone is seeing through this controller screen, we can see it through the Goggles 3. But I don't want to actually use the motion controller to fly these drones. I want to still fly with the RC2 controller using these controller sticks, and we certainly can, and this is fantastic. I've really been enjoying using this as a whole experience recently. So let's show you how to get it set up and I'll talk you through the benefits. So to get this working, you're going to need a DJI Air 3 or a Mini 4 Pro. You're going to need a phone with the DJI Fly app on, the RC2 and the Goggles 3. You don't need anything else. So if you do have one of these drones with the RC2, you can actually buy the Goggles 3 as a standalone product. You can get it bundled in with the Avata 2, or you can buy it on its own. So I've got my controller switched on. I'm going to turn the Air 3 on just because I use this last, so it's already linked to this controller. But basically the Air 3 and the Mini 4 Pro, this whole setup is exactly the same. So once you've got your controller and your drone on, you'll automatically see the home screen. Now where it says go fly, it'll say connect. So you want to actually click on connect, and now it'll ask you to connect to the goggles. So you want to get your Goggles 3 and just turn these on. And then you want to make sure you've got the DJI Fly app installed on your actual phone. So Android, iOS, it works completely the same. Then you want to get the cable and actually connect to your phone. And then the other end, you want to connect to the goggles. Now this is just for the setup. You don't have to have it connected via wire all the time. So once you've done that, you want to actually open up the DJI Fly app on your phone, and you'll see in the bottom right hand corner it says connection guide. So you want to go across and click on DJI Air 3 or Mini 4 Pro. And then once you've clicked on that, you can choose your controller types. You've got RC Motion 3, RC2 or RCN2 remote controller. We want to actually control it with the RC2. So I'm going to click on that, and then it says here now, enter camera view. So I click on that, and now the screen on the RC2, it just says goggles in use, and you don't actually see anything else on here. Now if I was to disconnect this, I can actually put my phone away now. And now through these goggles, I can actually see exactly what the DJI Air 3 can see. So it's actually really easy to get set up. And for changing the settings on the Air 3, you're not going to be doing this now on the controller. You're going to be doing it on these, the Goggles 3. So you just actually press this button to access the settings menu. And you do have a limited menu, but you can still change the max distance, the height. I can set the return to home height, and I can also switch the color profiles from normal color, HLG, and D-Log-M. I can also swipe up and have full control over the camera settings, changing from auto to pro. And then all you've got to do to actually take this drone off, it's just like you would do normally. So you actually just push down on both of these sticks. So let's just open this up. I won't take it off in here because it's going to go wrong really fast. But now all I have to do is actually push down on them sticks and we're ready for takeoff. This is honestly, once you've tried this, you're going to absolutely love this flying experience. This video is sponsored by Artlist, and I've been using their platform now for about 3 years, and for good reason. They've got a fantastic selection of music and sound effects that is going to completely enhance your video. I always say that music and sound effects is going to play a massive part in that overall video quality. And with Artlist, I'm using them all the time. I literally used to spend hours trying to find that perfect song, something to match my content. But on Artlist, all their music is from real artists, so it makes searching for a song much easier. You can search for genre, mood, but most of the time for me, I'm just typing in cinematic in that search bar. And then I'm going to get thousands of different cinematic songs that all match perfectly. And then once I've found that perfect song, it will then also offer me similar songs and sound effects. They literally, out of all the different sound platforms that I've used, have the best in terms of sound effects. And they also have stock footage as well. So say you go to a location, you get some shots, but you want that end shot. So a shot here, for example, in Los Angeles. So I want to get a shot of downtown LA, but I don't have permission myself to fly there. So I can just search for Los Angeles and just use this clip here. Somebody else has got that flight permission. I can use their clip on my video, all royalty free. And then if you want to go and check it out, prices start from just $8.49 a month for unlimited music and sound effects. Fantastic value. And then you also get an extra 2 months free added to your subscription if you use my link, which is at the top of the description. I highly recommend you go and check this out. Now let's get back to the video. And I can see my surroundings with the Goggles 3 because you've got these 2 cameras on the front of it. So this is going to be perfect for takeoff and landings. All I have to do is actually double tap on the side of these goggles and it will open up both of these cameras so I can fully see my surroundings. Or I could enter picture-in-picture mode. So you're going to get about 80% of the screens on here showing the surroundings and the other 20 showing the goggles view. Again, great for takeoff and landings. And then I actually just double tap again and then I'm going to see that full drone view. And flying the drone is just the same as before. I have full control on the flight sticks. So whilst flying in this location, I can tilt that gimbal up and down to reveal this fantastic location. I could actually go onto the controller and I'm going to hit the camera button and take a photo. I can hit the record button and it will automatically start recording. But I also get this incredible view now out of the DJI Goggles 3 and that feeling is certainly a lot more immersive. It's got these rubber surroundings around the goggles now as well. So this prevents any light leaks getting into the actual screens when you're flying, but it also is going to help if you're flying this in a really hot environment to stop any like moisture that you're producing on your skin getting onto those screens. Now the video quality is also really good. I've got 2 OLED 1080p screens so I can clearly see what that drone is seeing. It also means not only is that immersive experience fantastic being so close to these screens, but I can also see hazards as well, so I can see power lines and twigs when flying these drones. That's going to help me as well. Whereas on the RC2 screen, it's not going to be as clear to see it, so I might miss them, whereas I wouldn't on here. And these are really comfortable now as well. They've got loads of padding around them. They're nice and lightweight. You've got an integrated battery. It's going to give you about 3 hours of battery life. The signal's much better, so these support OcuSync 4, just like the Air 3 and that Mini 4 Pro. So the transmission on here is fantastic, the latency's also been improved, but just being able to actually see what my drone is seeing with the Goggles 3, but still fly that drone with these sticks. I've still got full control of flying these cinematic drones, but I can see them through the goggles rather than looking at a screen. That is brilliant. However, there is a couple of things that I would like to be improved. Nothing is perfect after all. So when you're flying the DJI Air 3, when I'm flying this, what I've done on the back of this controller, I've mapped these 2 buttons, the C1 and the C2. So the C2 button, I've got it mapped to cruise control. So as soon as I hit that, it activates cruise control. Now when I hit the C1 button, it will switch from the wide angle lens to the tele lens. So the tele lens on here is awesome. It's one of the best features about the DJI Air 3. But when I'm flying it with this setup here, you can't. So when I hit that button, it will do cruise control, but it won't actually switch to that 17mm lens on here. And what about the Mini 4 Pro? So a limitation on that is that, again, one of the great advantages to this drone is that we can actually rotate the camera from vertical to horizontal. And again, you could map that in one of your customization buttons on the back. But again, when we're flying it with the Goggles 3, we can't actually switch the camera from horizontal to vertical. It's all horizontal. And because you're using the Goggles 3, it means you're not going to be able to actually take advantage of all of the features on these drones. So you can't use like quick shots, master shots, tracking. It's literally just for immersive flying. So photos and videos is what it's limited to. That is still more than enough. Once you actually try this, you're going to absolutely love it. So overall, a really great experience there, and it's going to be good for somebody who wants to still use their cinematic drones, but get that immersive feeling of using the DJI Goggles 3, so I highly recommend it. But it also means if you decide to go down the DJI Avata 2 route at a later date, you really like this experience of flying the drones with the goggles, and you want to get an FPV drone, you could pick this up, but you don't have to buy this as the full package. You can just get the Avata 2 on its own. You've already got the goggles. But a lot of people are put off the Avata 2 because they think to fly this, you need to actually put in hours and hours of practice or be a really experienced FPV pilot. And you really don't. See, on the controller, you can actually use normal, sports, and manual. So normal and sports mode, you've heard them before, they're exactly the same pretty much as normal and sports mode on the RC2. So you could actually get this controller, put it into normal mode, and fly this just like you would pretty much these cinematic drones, but you're going to get more of a nimble flight. It's faster, it's a lot more fun as well, but again using the Goggles 3. So if you do have one of these cinematic drones and you like flying them with these controller sticks, having that control, but you want the immersive feeling of the Goggles 3, then this here is a fantastic experience. I'll link the Goggles 3 at the top of the description. I hope you enjoyed this, guys. If you did, hit that like button, it really does help me out. And if you subscribe, because I've got loads of content coming really soon with some new products as well, let me know what you think about this setup. Have you tried it? Are you thinking of trying it? I'll answer any questions you've got in the comments down below. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.